It does surprisingly taste like chicken.
Chicken. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Sunday is here once again, and so are we, and so are the Red Jackets. And holy shit, man, Red Jackets!
Some people have shirts. Some people are still waiting for shirts. There are shirts that are.
I have
on
a
the way.
list of people right now.
I did like a stage of shirt deliveries just so people know. So if you're waiting for a shirt, a little bit more patience. We've ran out of shirts. There's no more shirts, but the people who did order shirts are all or sent me their info already. Shirts are on the way.
I have a few more shirts left, and I have a few that I need to get out to people. But man, it's
What's going
craziness out there. I don't know.
Why is it always crazy? Why can't we just start a show where we say, "Hey, everything's pretty normal and fine,
normal and
that there's no real issues to be concerned about"? Why can't we just talk about that?
Well, I've been mentioning on the show about these other houses that were for sale on my street, right?
Yeah.
And
we're all cheering you on, by the way.
Well, we're cheering them on for sure, but we also have stated numerous times that we think that they are vastly overpriced, but we wish them well, and we're praying because that didn't look too good, but it's beneficial for us, meaning me and my wife and my kids, if they get a lot of money, right? But
sure.
They were grossly overpriced, and then they reduced the price, and anyways, so they sold.
They got a good price.
A couple of days ago, got a great price, raised the bar on the street considerably. And I made a post about it on Twitter, and I said, "Hey, Toronto is back, baby. We got a sale that's like overvalued on the street."
Big mistake,
right?
Darryl. You made a post on Twitter.
Well, that's where the mistake starts, right?
Famous last words.
But everybody starts accusing me of calling the bottom on the market. And I was like, when did I even say the word bottom? Meanwhile, the title of last week's episode was like, is this the bottom? And I did actually say that I don't see prices coming down much or at all for single family houses. I said it last week. I still believe it. But we're in this weird part of the market, I think, right now, right? Where things are definitely going to get really bad for some people. But there's a lot of people, it seems, that are like, wanting to buy, but just don't want to be the idiot that buys right now. And that, like, how long can that guy hang on for? Because he's been like hanging on for a couple of years probably already, right? So I don't know. I feel everybody's talking about how busy they are now too. So I was just joking. Obviously, I'm not saying that the market's going to rip roar because of a sale on my street, but I got fucking manhandled on that Twitter thing again.
Buddy, you cannot say anything on the internet. I've made a few comments recently on the internet on various platforms, and I realize that people are just sick in the head. But right now, it's the most unaffordable time in the Canadian history, right, Darryl?
Is it?
No,
unaffordable for what? It's not
housing. It's not.
It's not.
Early 80s, early 90s, the affordability index was through the roof. With interest rates the way they were and where people's incomes were, and house prices. I mean, all those things are what calculate that, but. Prices crash afterwards.
Yeah. What does a crash look like?
That relieved the pressure, right? So in order for people to have a little bit more affordability. And so right now, this is an issue. I guess this is more of a bearish type of rant here. But I mean, if house prices don't crash and interest rates don't fall again, then our unaffordability may get worse. Right?
But the interest rates are dropping, and everybody's calling. Well,
they're dropping right now. We'll see how far they go down, right?
They're saying they're going to slash them like crazy now, like half a point for the next few meetings, or no? Wow. Maybe I think next one is a quarter point, then the next two are half a point. And the next thing, no, Ron Butler, other Butler, right? Uncle Ron is like, this is a certainty now. Rates are coming down. Get into a variable. Variables are back in fashion, says Ron.
Honestly,
Butler, the mortgage angry guy.
I know that nobody knows what the best product is to be in, especially mortgage brokers. A lot of them were saying variable 2022.
Yeah.
And look where that led us. So you got to look at your own individual situation. Rental property, fixed rate. Find that rate, get the best deal you can, shop it around, lock it in, nail your cash flow.
Can you buy a rental property now, TK? Is this a
Nobody's
thing?
buying
Are you
rental
making that up?
properties. No, I'm just saying if you have to refinance your current rental property.
Hypothetically.
Yeah. Like, you know,
now you would go for
who
a
knows?
long
Inflation
fixed?
could kick back in again in 2-3 years, and all of a sudden, you know, things start going up again. Just, you know, what's wrong with a 5% fixed rate? What, Darryl?
TK.
Something's been happening out there lately.
I've
been seeing a lot of views. I'm seeing more views on this channel than we have subscribers. What does that mean?
Means people need to subscribe, I think.
So it means people are watching the show and they're not subscribing?
Yeah, like half.
Makes no sense.
I don't understand.
Guys,
what are you doing?
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the damn bell.
It's an hour. Like, just do it. Jesus. But rates are definitely on the downswing for, you know, the next conceivable while, aren't they?
Sure. So wait to refinance as long as you can. I'm just saying, if your mortgage is coming up.
But why would you lock in? Why would you lock in for a long time? Why would you lock in?
What if rates end up going back up later on because inflation comes back, Darryl?
What if?
What if? And right now, the variable rate still based on prime and the discount you're going to get is above 5%, right?
Well, the variable's silly, I think. Oh,
right. So even if it comes down a little bit, you still may be above 5%. And then if it stays there, it goes back up. You didn't gain anything. So, anyways, long story short,
it has a 3 in front of it.
No,
right?
It doesn't have a 3.
2 in front of it.
6 right now.
6 my butt
on a variable rate.
On a variable rate.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? 6 now?
Yeah.
But you could get a fixed for like in the
5.
low 4s now.
Or, well, there's some no frill products and stuff like that. Maybe just under 5 for something that's actually.
Whoa, what's a frill when it comes to a
frills
mortgage?
is like those terms that, like, you know, no prepayment, no
can't do fuck all.
It, can't port it. You know, high penalties to get out of it, like all those type of things. Yeah. So it's like, you know, it may not be right for you, but anyways, long story short, again, trying to keep things simple here. Look at the property type that you're buying and your plans and your situation, and make a decision that's right for you. But yeah, I'm busy. So I was telling you before the show, I got 12 active listings right now.
No, you're not busy, TK. You're fucking crazy.
Appointments that are getting listed today, one tomorrow, and the next day. Okay.
Don't be so humble. You're bananas.
Our team has got a lot more than that, obviously, but like, people are listening. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to sell all 12 of these listings.
No.
If one of my sellers listening to this, I hope yours is one of the ones that sells. But at the end of the day, and I'm being selective on listings that I'm putting up now, because I'm looking and I'm going like, this person's talking about, you know, a number that isn't attainable, and, you know, what's their motivation. And I'm really, really thinking about it, because I don't want to spread myself too thin, you know, where you've got too many clients listed on the market and you're not able to provide that same level of service. Because I'm telling you right now, not everything's going to be selling. Activity is low.
I was thinking yesterday, like, how many people are there? I don't know why this thought popped in my head, but then what you said just triggered it. Like, how many people are throwing spaghetti at the wall right now and seeing if it sticks? Right? You know what? Like,
I just relisted one. I just relisted one where they had it at like a crazy number, and I relisted it at a number that I think is high, but I'm in the range. I'm at the top of the range. But where they were before was like so far out of the range.
Does that work now?
Nobody
being in the range.
I'm going to find out. So far, 0 showings after 2 days. Are you a real estate agent and you're looking to make a change anywhere in Ontario? Guess what? We're hiring. Franklin Associates, #1 team in the GTA for all REMAX teams, #1 team for all teams from all companies for number of units sold throughout Toronto. So if you're looking to make a change, best decision I ever made was to join Franklin Associates. Go to jointeamleo.com and we can set up a call.
Okay, so hold on a sec. So from a realtor's perspective, you have a very good chance of having some good days ahead, because it's a numbers game, and chances are you're going to sell some of those houses, right?
Somebody's going to buy something. I got an offer on land. I got an offer on land that I might be putting together.
Where?
I don't know if I want to
might
say
be.
It
what kind
now.
of?
It's waterfront land in the GTA.
Kind of might be putting together with a maybe
Anyways,
an
right.
offer.
So I got two lots.
Yeah.
I got 2 lots for sale over in Clarington, right on Lake Ontario. One's 17 acres and one's 15 acres. I only got the 17 acre on the MLS, but I got the 15 acre next door listed as well. And I got an offer.
Good?
And I'm hoping by the time this airs, that the guy's locked it up. But it's a developer like everything else, and he's got a long due diligence period, and I don't believe a word he says. But anyways, nice guy.
Yeah.
And come on, Darryl, I've worked with you.
Yeah, well, you listen.
I've worked with
you're
you.
not supposed to.
I don't believe anything the developers. I'm gonna buy this 100% and get it. I'm gonna spend a lot of money getting this place ready. So, anyways, he's a nice guy. Like he's actually a decent person to deal with. I just doing my job, and my client wants me to make sure that I do my job the best I can. So we'll see.
So there's offers amok. There's listings
on land, though.
like
That's crazy. And inquiries on other land that I have for sale too are up. I got one offer date for next week because they were listed at a crazy number 2 with another agent. And so I took over that listing. I got it at the right price now. So we'll see if they get, a lot of activity or not, because we dropped it. $300,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. And they had it up at like $500,000, even more than that at one point. Like it was just way off. Like,
so this is the thing right now. And this is why you can be scraping along the bottom for a while as some people get fucking decimated and desperate, and some people make out okay. And, it's going to be a weird time. I'm not saying that we're at the bottom at all. I'm just saying that a house on my street sold for more than it should have and pushed the value of my property up, and I'm freaking happy and I feel good, and I feel like that is a step in the right direction, because although I live in a nice area, it's not like one of the top areas in the city. So if this is happening here, it can't be isolated. It's just hard to find on the internet because nobody wants to say anything good right now because it won't get you a view.
I'll give you an address right now, actually, that people can look up who are listening to the show. We got an offer date next week.
Whoa.
And my colleague just listed it. It's like a big lot in High Park. 25 Indian Grove.
Oh.
All right. And it's just like a really nice big family home, an amazing location. It's listed at 2.5, and the showings have been blowing off the hook here. So we'll see what maybe it's sold. There's lots of showings coming in. There's an offer date next week. So, see what kind of activity happens there, which you never know. I mean, anything can happen. But bottom line is that's an active listing. So there actually are buyers out there that are coming in to see the property. I think today or yesterday there was no more showing times available. Like there was, quite a bit of activity.
We're not trying to get anybody.
I'm not getting any of that on my listings.
We just trying to tell you that there's activity.
I'm just showing you that's a premium neighborhood in Toronto. The people who are buying in that neighborhood at that, like the largest lot on the street with like a great house that needs to be totally renovated. That's $1 million less than what other properties have sold for that are totally renovated.
It's a $4 million
those people have money,
really.
Yeah. But yeah, they got $3.5-4 million. Like they're doing well. They're looking for a nice house.
They want to be High Park, and they want to be there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You drive around some areas and you look at some houses and you go, that guy picked that property, right? That guy worked really hard because he wanted that specific property to do what he did there. Waterfront properties, like certain parts of, maybe Forest Hill or,
sure. Yeah, ravine properties like that. Like I got a few of those right now for sale that are really just like amazing premium stuff, but it's hard to get those. You got to find a seller who actually wants to sell it. He's really like motivated to sell it. Otherwise, people buy it and they just live there till they die.
Yeah.
These are the type of properties those are.
So, but what kind of properties are coming on the market now? Are they more those people throwing spaghetti at the wall and that don't really give a fuck if they sell, or are they people that like, this is it, I'm done, I can't do it anymore, I got to get out of this?
It's not just that. Like, it's not just I'm broke, but like like one of the guys I got to meet, he's in that situation where he's got no motivation, and I'm gonna have a meeting with the family and talk to them if this is even something that they should be doing. Because when I talked to them a month ago and earlier, the situation was different. I was basically saying, I don't know what the fall market's going to be like, so let's have another conversation then. And that's what's going to happen this weekend. But like everybody else, like they're financially they're okay, but they need to sell. They can't hang on to the second property forever. So financially, they got tons of equity. They can make their payments.
Once
sometimes they have
sell,
no mortgage,
they're fine.
but they already bought and they're building, or they already bought and they moved, or they've already got their plans in place. Like they're selling, and I'm dealing with a lot of those now. So it's like they're highly motivated, maybe not realistic, but at the end of the day, like they're going to be moving. And so I just got to try to balance the dialogue with them to make sure that they understand the market conditions, that we're going to try to do the best we can for them. But like, I don't know. I don't feel like anybody's winning. I'm not seeing anybody where I'm selling the properties and I'm going like, you got hundreds of thousands of dollars more than you should. It's always delayed. Right now, it's all about delayed gratification. It's everybody who's coming. I was with clients last night. We're looking at condos. We already sold their house. We sold their home for whatever it was, 30,000 over asking. It was like a lot lower than it was in 2022. And at the time, they were kind of just like, oh, like, that's it. And then now last night, it's like, we're so happy we sold. We got out. We see all my neighbors are still sitting and like nobody's selling. And oh my God, like now we get to buy and look at this great condo and we're so excited. And like it's delayed gratification. It happens a month, 2 months when you go to close. Another one I just sold, it's a condo I just sold to the lady that I was telling you about. And she sold her house. And that house was $3 million. And at the time, again, we're settling for this number. And again, this week talking to her, she's like, we would never get that number today. That's a great number. And I'm like,
so, but is it going down? Like, is the market going down? I guess it depends on your perspective, right? I mean, the people that sold on our street, they took a considerable hit to their original price, but their original price was fucking stupid from the beginning.
But maybe they could have got more if they priced it right from the beginning. Right?
Maybe they could have got more.
I can tell you right now that the spring market was better than the summer market. I can tell you prices went down 100%. Now the fall market, well, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, so but where
a little bit of activity, like the activity spark, like it's just starting to happen right now. Like I got showings today, this weekend on a few properties that weren't getting showings a week ago. I got a couple of people interested in a condo I got for sale, which was awesome. I got the land offer that I got. But
like, is anybody getting a steal? Is anybody winning? Is anybody I mean, I see stories from here and there on Twitter, people getting killed.
Well, I looked up one because I love going on House Sigma and seeing the sold below bought.
Sold below bought. Is that a section you can search by?
57%. One guy bought it for 1.5. I think it was Peterborough. Bought it for 1.5, sold for 650. Now maybe he severed the lot or something. I didn't really look into it, guys. So, but anyways, just to see the 57%, I was like, wow.
That's just a normal thing anyone can search by on House Sigma?
On House Sigma. Yeah, it's on the homepage. And it'll tell you the biggest loss, like the biggest losers. Like
imagine being on that page. Idiots get this from?
That's where they get it from Twitter.
Oh, fucking guys!
You learn something new every day, Darryl. Here you go.
That
pisses me off. Algorithm. They just look at what was the last sale, what's the new sale, what's the percentage. They're not doing anything. Like,
no,
but Sigma is such a great
dumbasses.
App.
Yeah,
they have done an amazing job. Like Treb should buy them first of all. The realm that Treb has come up with,
it's horrible.
It's absolutely horrible. Treb basically is like this. Okay. And I talk bad about Treb.
You should
for a lot of different reasons. Mostly because I'm ignorant. Mostly because I don't really know how things work over there. But you know what? Here I am. I got the mic. It's my podcast.
That's right.
I get to complain about it.
Say what you want.
So they basically have tons of money from all these realtors, and they've never really done anything with it. Everything was so archaic. And that it's just kind of like, what are we really doing here, guys? Aren't we like the greatest real estate organization in the world? Like, shouldn't we have some cool stuff? So they're like, we're going to do it with tech. We're going to do, when they first started announcing Realm, they were talking about blockchain. We're going to use blockchain technology in order to be able to get these listings so that the information is encrypted. Yeah, and then, that whole blockchain thing, kind of like tokenized thing, right? It just kind of died down, right? So that those words never were used
now,
again.
Basically, we give you something worse than what you had before.
So then they were like, okay, we are gonna start this new branch, okay? That's called PropTechs. And basically the property, this is their the arm, so it's like a privatized thing, so they can make money, I guess, so they've got this privatized sort of entity that it's a subsidiary that is allowing them to use all their digital technology and all that kind of stuff too. And I can only imagine the cost. I can't find the cost right now, but there was a huge millions of dollars was invested in this that was wasted. And anyway, so Realm is what we got out of it. So here we are, we got Realm. Fantastic. Terrific. Everybody hates it. I still use Matrix, which is another system that they had to switch to a couple of years ago, which is fine. But the Stratus, which is the original one that we all use forever, that's no longer available. And so agents are all complaining it's a problem. So anyways, House Sigma, like, why didn't they just go and buy it? Like it was almost like they didn't want to admit, or maybe House Sigma
No,
wasn't willing
because
to
House
sell. I
Sigma
don't know.
was all about giving out that public info, right? And
Sure.
the Treb was all
Well,
about not.
well,
They
Treb
were
should like
mortal
humble
enemies.
themselves and buy House Sigma. So then that way there can
Maybe
be a
they
realtor
tried.
virgin. They can expand on it.
Maybe
Then
they
you can have
tried.
more client. Like there's just so many features there.
Yeah,
Hire
they
the
must
staff.
fucking
Whoever
hate
built
each
that
other.
app is amazing. And yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They gotta hate each other.
My 2 cents
They
on
were
it.
like in a death battle for a while when House Sigma was releasing the data before it was totally kind of like open, and then I think they
Well,
even got suspended by Treb and shut down. I'm making half of
possible.
this shit up.
But
It
it's
doesn't
possible.
matter.
It sounds like that would have been possible. I
You
know
know
there
what
were
matters?
other VOW, virtual office websites, that were getting those cease and desist letters, but
Yeah, at one point
you're
there
right.
definitely was. It was like all the weed stores at the beginning, they were all shutting them down, and then man, did they open them up. And now they're going to be probably shutting them down again at
There's no
some point.
profitable weed stores anymore.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's people in them all the time.
Hey man,
There's
how'd you lose your fortune? Invested it in a weed shop.
stock. Yeah, I bought a weed shop.
Got a weed
pretty
shop.
cool. I bought it
And,
on a corner that only had 3 other weed shops. I thought it
yeah,
was
we're
a
the best.
great move.
We're the best parking lot.
I was gonna
So,
take money
anyways.
from them.
I'm not the brightest person either. We've all made bad decisions in life, but owning a weed
All
shop is
made bad
definitely one of them.
decisions. Yeah. Well, you know what? I made another bad decision online this week, and I started
me.
attacking the bike lane people. Because
No, you
TK,
didn't.
I-
Why?
because you know what? There's only 3 or 7 people that really give a shit about bike lanes. Like, what the fuck did the bike
Olivia
people
Chow?
do before there was bike lanes? Like, didn't people ride
They
bikes?
got hit by cars.
and
they
now
took
they
it.
don't. Now
they took
don't.
it like a man.
They took it like a man.
Yeah. You get hit by the car, you get up, you throw your bike on the hood of the guy who hit you, you give him the
That's right.
finger,
You yell at
and you
him.
walk
You
off, you jump on the
Fucking
bus
piece of
like everybody
shit.
else.
That's right. Grab your broken bike and get on the bus. Yeah, you
Jesus.
piece of shit.
No, that's, you know what?
Watch where you going.
I'm sure there's been some fatalities. So rest in peace, bike lane people. But I definitely think that the bike lanes are horrible
What
and
a
that they're
stupid
absolutely
fuck up
the
this
worst
is.
traffic
fuckers.
hindrance that they could have ever created on all of our major arteries, and it makes no sense.
For
And I
these
barely see anybody
fucking
ever use them.
8 they thems that give a fuck about this kind of shit, right? TK, they use pronouns 100%. Let's be real here. It's these 8 loud motherfuckers who give a shit about bike lanes, right? Because Thelma's sister's cousin got hit by a fucking UPS truck one day, right? Trying to, deliver.
I want the data since the bike lanes came up. How many people?
Fucking
Because
assholes. Why
creating
am I
more
getting
traffic
so
could make it
angry?
more dangerous.
Yeah.
And
I'm
don't cross any
fucking
lines here,
heated up
Daryl.
about this, man.
We love everybody, okay, guys? We love
Fuck
everybody.
you bike line fucks. This is crazyville. Okay, we're spending probably millions knowing these dumb fucks in Parliament and how they spend money and study stuff. How much money did it cost me personally out of my fucking taxes, TK? Did I
want the
pay for
numbers
these
on that.
goddamn bike lanes? Okay,
It's at least a couple
I want a
$100 for
refund.
sure.
I want a refund. It's
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
18 cents of my money went towards those bike lanes for sure.
Yeah.
TK, these people, like, it's not fair. Okay, like I mean, I guess it takes a lot of time and effort to get bike lanes instilled when there's only 8 of you that give a shit. So they did dedicate probably a lot of fucking time to this. This was
But do you know where? But do
mere.
you know where bike lanes are really useful?
Where?
California, where you can actually
California?
ride them all year round, and they got lots of opportunities for people to use them. How many, like, what's the bike?
Have you
like,
seen
what
the
i- what
bikes
is
with
the
those
season?
big tires?
Yeah, you got to be
TK?
tires.
They're
Okay,
big
but what is
tires
the real
now.
bike season in Toronto?
Now it's
Really
12 months a year, man, for those delivery guys downtown.
4 or 5. I think it's 7. I think it's 7 months a year, maybe 8.
Okay.
That people are saying to themselves, "I'm going to ride my bike to work."
And I need my own fucking lane.
Right? I'm just saying, though, it's like there's
You're
a
closer
huge
to the cars,
inefficiency.
you idiots. You're closer now.
There's a huge inefficiency there.
I'm
It should
so
just be ride your bike to any TTC station and you get in for free.
How about just shut the fuck up and do it the way
Why
they
isn't
always
TTC
used to do
free?
it?
Why isn't the TTC free? Seriously. Why
Well,
hasn't
then
why
the
haven't they-
service would
they're
be
charging
great.
they're charging $3. Well, they're just charging $3. Like,
It's only
subsidize that,
$3.
get the province involved. What is that $3 really adding up? You know what I mean? After all the people are coming up, really, when you think about what they write checks for, Is there not a way for them to just be like, you know what? Instead of the bike lanes, let's just give the people.
Let's just raise
free
development
TT.
charges a little more
You know what
on
I
the
mean?
condo developers.
But anyways, again, a topic I know nothing about. But
That's right, yeah.
that I think would spur more people to
That's
not
why people come here,
use
TK.
cars. And that's it.
Spur people
Isn't
not
that
to
the whole
use
point of the bike
cars.
lanes? Hold on. Isn't the whole point of the bike lanes so that it's safe for people to use so less people drive? Like, isn't that it?
What? What does driving have to do with it?
Well, because
there's less lanes now?
Well, isn't that the
fuckers?
argument from the leftists where they're going,
I don't know.
hey, we want more bike lanes because we want to reduce traffic so that we can take, a healthy alternative mode of transportation. No,
we want a place to ride our fucking bikes and yell at people for going into them.
Real cyclists go to the country.
To
None of them ride in the city. If you see real cyclists, they got the spandex, on. They got the real bike outfit on.
Yeah, don't they?
Those guys are up in the country. They're looking for that big long ride.
Not like traffic lights and delivery trucks and
bumps in the road and potholes and stuff like that.
What is going on?
I wiped out one time. I wiped out a few times when I was riding my bike. I don't ride anymore, but I was training for triathlons and stuff like that. So I'd go in the city. Obviously, I'd go drive my bike up north and ride out there for big training, but I'd ride in the city sometimes too. And there were some wipeouts, man, let me tell you. So anyway,
sure. Listen, I know some guys that ride their bikes, but I don't think that they're out there advocating to ruin the rest of the city.
I just rode on the road and I just rode in the middle of the road and made sure people went around me, and I gave them the finger if they got too close. I did what every other biker is supposed to do. Why can't they all do the same thing?
Isn't there like a subway station near like a nice bike trail or something?
Let's
like
move on.
Let's
move on. Let's talk about these people with the who were charged with fraud over $5,000. The couple. You must have seen that on your little Tweetbird platform.
No tweeting birds about that.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
This was all over the news. This couple was charged with
were arrested
fraud over $5,000.
For what?
Because
not paying their rent?
2021, they had a property that they paid first and last month's rent for.
Yeah.
And then they never paid again.
Oh, I
and then
posted
they went to the landlord.
Article.
Then they went to the landlord-tenant board, and they provided forged documents as well. And then basically that delayed the process for them to get kicked out, which sounds like they eventually got evicted. Yeah. And it was proven that they were, providing fraudulent documents, I guess, because the police had enough grounds in order to be able to charge them with fraud over 5,000.
So okay, so two people. Think about that. Little example.
I think this is pretty monumental when you think about it, because there's some professional tenants out there, and there's a lot of people out there who feel like they can get away with whatever they want. Tenants.
Send a little message, eh?
And why not commit a little fraud along the way? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, why not fabricate some text messages from your landlord or something like that, saying some weird stuff?
Like what?
How easy is it for you to be able to show up with a printout of a text message history, right? With things added into it, right? Because you can delete things. So you can just be like, when the landlord shows up with his version, you'd be like, he deleted that from the chat. Here it is. I got the records. Like, there's so many things to just be able to do. And these adjudicators are just like laymen. They don't know anything.
Yeah. You can make an AI video of the landlord doing some weird shit, right?
Exactly. Installing
make a fake phone call.
Right.
Yeah. Some people are really doing that kind of weird shit.
All those type of things. So at least this will deter people. So I'm glad that it's being publicly broadcasted, because I think that, we got some problems with the landlord tenant board, man. I'm telling you, that stuff is not going away ever.
There's
just ever. Like somebody literally has to go in, rewrite the entire Residential Tenancies Act, which we know how long those
Good idea.
Yeah. Then they have to completely reform the whole system, right?
Completely.
Then they have to basically increase the staff in the sheriff's office and have more police presence. And there's going to be so many people who are just all of a sudden going to be subject to eviction, right? Yeah. Because of it.
But why can't you just get them out? Why do you got to go through a sheriff? It's like, okay, today's rent day. Okay, Jimmy. And if you don't pay the rent today, Jimmy, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to fucking live here tomorrow,
I'm gonna cut off your water. All right.
No, I'm going to fucking get in this place one way or another, and I'm going to rip you the fuck out. And if I have to go get Boris and Natasha and Sven to rip you out and pay them each $500 just to pull you out of this shithole, I'm going to do it.
What about the Venezuelan gangs in Colorado who took over the apartment buildings?
Absolutely.
What are you going to do, Mr.
The
Landlord?
With them, though,
Frankfort, what are you going to do?
If those gangs come to my place, and they
when
try
they've
and take
taken
over
over
my building.
your
You don't want to
building,
fuck with me, TK. You
okay?
don't want to fuck with me, okay?
Yeah.
These
I guarantee you
my
there was
buildings will
a
be
nice, sweet old Jewish landlord who had that building in his family for many years and
probably a
really
Jewish
loved and cared
landlord,
for it until the Venezuelan gangs came in and took it
That's
from him.
right. Until he paid the Venezuelan gangs to come
He
in and
said,
take
"Guys,
it for them at
yeah.
double the price he paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Right.
It's a
Think about that,
fully
though. But
well orchestrated Jewish
these are
scam.
the situations that the system here is supposed to protect people from. And the system
Which
had
people?
had
Which
good
people?
intentions. The vulnerable, the little old lady who owns her apartment and wants to get her tenant out. The vulnerable
So who
people.
became vulnerable in the landlord
tenants-
tenant
The
situation
tenants
here?
started to persuade
They found holes.
the
TK.
authorities
They
to
found
be able
holes.
to feel bad for them. And the people who get hired as the adjudicators are not necessarily well experienced in the type of games that the tenants play, right? They're coming in there like the bike lane people and like everyone else as human rights activists, and they want to be able to protect people from being evicted by the nasty landlords out there.
That's right. Those bastards want their money on time, and you want to kick people out for not
evict
paying
their tenants. I had a
Don't
friend
you
tell me the other day
understand?
that she had her landlord tell her that she's going to be evicted, even though she's been there for 9 years and there's no reason to evict her.
No reason, I'm sure. Yeah.
Chill. I said, you don't need to go anywhere. Just tell the landlord you're paying your rent on time, everything's good, and that even though she's running a business out of her place and that she's not maintaining it, her dogs have wrecked the place.
Shit. Yeah.
There's not
That
much he can
doesn't
do
matter.
other than go through the proper course of action of eviction. That's it.
That's right. That's it. And
Give her the
then
right advice. I gave her the professional advice that anybody else should give her.
but pay your rent on time in the process, right?
That's the first question I said is, did you pay your rent on time?
Well, ignore the
she
fact
said,
that
"Yeah,
the
I'm up to
lease
date."
says you cannot operate a business from the premises. Ignore that completely. Ignore the fact that you
She's
already
like, what do you mean?
force the dog in because there's no pets allowed here, even though that
The dog
is
had
a
puppies too.
big,
So it was like a bunch of dogs. Like it was like for sure broke the rules.
That's a big fucking loophole in this thing.
Yeah.
Even though you don't allow pets in the goddamn building, people can just bring a dog in and then they can't do fuck all to you.
Yeah, the condo board, if they've got rules that
Not
say
condo
no pets,
board.
they can.
Apartment
The
building.
landlord though can't.
Yeah, what
Apartment
can they
building?
do? Maybe they got to go
Good
through
point.
8 months of landlord tenant board, but I think that's a loophole that many people
An apartment building.
fuck with. Yeah.
Condo is different.
So many things being fucked with in the rental market, including the pricing now. I don't understand. Is rental pricing going up or down? Because I see some nutty fucking prices for condos for lease in downtown Toronto. I can't even believe some of these prices per month for some of these places, which is amazing and not shocking considering, what people paid for these goddamn things and how much they need in order to cover their expenses. I think, I don't know. Do people buy these crazy luxury condos in order to rent them out long term to people for ridiculous sums of money? Is this a business plan? Do people do that stupid shit?
So we have a client who recently bought a property. It's a condominium townhouse, and they are under water. They've got certain amount of debt on the property from various places. They bought at a high price. It's worth much less. Just no real option for them to sell unless they're going to be able to take on that loss, realize that loss like in this market. So, the advice was to rent it. So we found them a tenant that's going to be renting. And, they're bleeding about $2,000 a month. Like wasn't part of the plan, right? Wasn't part of the plan.
If it was, it's a bad plan.
People fall into rentals.
Some people, that was part of the fucking plan, was to lose money every month.
You inherit a property, you buy another property you don't need to sell. You, can't get the price you need. Like there's a lot of situations where people are like, I guess I got to rent it. And that they end up renting this, so I think the luxury
rent's going is the question, right?
Okay, but the luxury, your first question or your last question was the luxury market. Do people plan on doing that? And I would say that yes, but also a lot of them, they've bought it to live in. Things change, and all of a sudden it's like, geez, I guess I got to rent it now.
Guess I got to rent it because I don't sell.
I got another guy in Thornhill. I got a guy in Thornhill who bought the house. all the other agents in Thornhill, because they're all just like, I'll take any listing, right? Those guys, because having a listing in Thornhill that's like 6 million, you're going to get buyers who are $6 million buyers calling you. You got to sign on the lawn. You want that, right? But I went in there and told him the truth. I says, you're going to lose $1 million if you sell in this market because of how much he paid in 2022, how much renovations he did. I said, you're losing $1 million. Everybody else is lying to you. I said,
better to bleed $2,000 a month. Yeah.
I said, rent it or stay. And so of course his costs are 10 grand plus a month. Ooh, and so he said, I need to rent it between 10 and 15. Oh, and I said, it's possible. Boy. It's a big house. It's a beautiful house. If I told you the street, you'd be like, yeah, that street could do it.
That could do it.
And point of the story is like, that wasn't his plan. Right?
No, but I'm not talking houses. I'm talking condos. Okay. Like, luxury. Does somebody buy a condo in the Four Seasons to rent it out for 20 grand a month? Is this part of the plan when purchasing this condo? Because I'm seeing a lot of 20 grand a month rentals. And so
are they leasing?
There are some that have leased. I see 15,000. 20 seems to be the new 15 at the moment. So we'll see what happens. But
if they're willing to pay 15, why not ask 20?
Why not ask 20 for Christ's
sake? That's what I told the guy.
Because
he's like, are there people who are even going to rent this type of stuff? I said, but you'd be surprised.
Who the fuck rents this stuff, TK?
There's two types of people.
Who?
One, they have no business affording a $5 or $6 million home, but they want to live in one so that they tell all their friends that they live in this great neighborhood. So they live above their means.
TK. Condos.
Okay, whatever. Four Seasons. They have no business buying a $4 million condo. So they go and rent it for 20 grand a month because they've got some means of paying for it.
They want to meet somebody in the
lobby.
They
can say that they live in that building because they'll never afford that $4 million. Then there's the people who could afford it, but they're smart. And they're saying, I could put that money into this account, this business,
That's right.
All day long I could afford this. But
how many of those
20
are
grand
there,
a month in rent?
How many of those smart people are there? And how many of them are coming down
the
pipe? Yeah.
More and more. Let's talk about this now. Okay.
Let's talk about
the
this.
Youth unemployment rate, okay, is like the highest in 10 years. So this is now this topic everyone's talking about, which is
the hell does this have to do with what I just said?
I'm gonna get there.
All right.
The young people are working less and less. And at the end of the day, we've got a lot of people who are going to be growing up in this country, and how that affects the future is that you have less and less people in the workforce. You have less and less people with skills, less and less people contributing. The brain drain, the smartest leave, and that over the next 10 years, we're going to have a major issue with growing our economy internally. That's why we've got the need for so much immigration, and that you've got these issues coming from within. Okay, that's the first part of it. So you're going to see people who are making money as a young person, right? As time goes on, more and more and more, starting to realize that there are no gains in the real estate market, because
no more gains in real estate.
That stress on the economy changes the landscape of real estate over time. It's not like me and you are brainwashed. It's just our whole life. It's just like buy and get rich. All the guys we know buy and get rich. Oh my God.
Not this guy.
Well, a lot of the people
around, a lot of people though,
look at
for sure,
their net worth statements. That's where it came from. But as a young person, you know, you're going to be now watching all your friends not buying because they can't afford it. You're going to watch all your friends leaving who are the best, smartest people going to other places.
But they're making money?
Well, the people who do make money are going to look at those type of situations and say, why the hell would I pay $4 million for a condo? That's nuts. That's stupid. I can rent it for 20 grand a month.
Right. And I can put my money where, or I don't have any money. I'm just burning through all my money.
Yeah.
They have money? Okay,
sure.
So this is, you don't have 25-year-olds spending 20 grand a month on their condo.
The 25-year-olds of today are the 35-year-olds 10 years from now, Darryl. It's math.
Well, you know, that's how it works, everyone. And this is why you
that's what it is. So the generation now starts.
That made a hell of a lot of sense.
With the young people who are all
the 25-year-olds who realize today there's no fucking chance they're ever going to save up for a nice place. And why the fuck would I anyways? They're like,
don't value it. They go, what do you
I'm going to rent.
You guys stupid. You took all your money and you put it in a house. So you can't travel, invest in your business, you know, do like the things that you want to do.
Can
have
you travel
investments,
because you rent,
buy
TK?
Bitcoin, right? All those type of things, whatever, just those type of things.
Okay, so hold on a sec. I'm not really getting a good profile of this person that's renting.
False?
Well, I
Most
see
people have been
where
investing all of their money into their real estate.
100%. True. And look, you go to places because prices are out of reach for most people, and they've become resigned to the fact that they will just be renting this place for a lot of money. And that's the end of it because I want to live here for some stupid reason. And the more and more I leave Toronto, the more and more I realize what the stupid reason is. And the stupid reason is money, right? There's a lot of fucking money here in Toronto, and there's more opportunities here than anywhere else in this country. And this is why there will just constantly be a ridiculous, stupid demand on shelter in this particular city. Now, we're not building any houses anymore, it doesn't seem. And if we are, they're nowhere near Toronto. They're all in these fucking weird Mount El Pasos or Albert or Eatonville or wherever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Where real estate's getting decimated from stupid peak activity, right? So if you're going out to Durham right now,
got a
like,
bunch
do you
of
wanna
houses
buy?
built over the last couple of years, and
Who's letting go of a house in
somewhere
Durham?
we never heard of. But no, Durham's fine. But like other
Durham's fine.
places, yeah, Brantford or I don't know,
Shelbyville.
those places, right? Those places that are like
Boom.
way further. Like you didn't grow up with someone who says, I live in Brantford and I'm just commuting to the city for work or school or whatever, right? Like that didn't happen.
It didn't happen?
No.
Not
Brantford? No,
Brantford
people
or
lived
Bradford?
Brantford, not even
Brantford, that's a little far.
You ran into a few people from Bradford.
There's people for
farmers.
sure in Bradford.
Yeah.
All right, what the hell are we talking about right now? TK, do you know why you were eating a cat earlier today? Do you even know what that was in reference to? Do you know what that was all about, mister? I'm quizzing you now because you did it.
Why don't you first prove to me that you know?
That's a great approach.
Okay.
Miss
Before
Harris.
I tell you what I know.
Well, okay. So did you not hear about the whole cat eating thing in Ohio?
No, tell me.
Ex-president or previous president, or maybe what do you call him? President Trump said that Haitians were eating the local cats in Ohio, and everybody lost their fucking shit and started saying that he's making it up. And so people went
Okay, I heard a
to
little bit about that,
Ohio,
yes.
right? And they're like, yeah,
was like
those
the people pooping on
motherfuckers
the
are
beach in
eating our
Wasaga.
fucking pets and they're eating our There was a van full of fucking cats and they were all, there's police footage of some woman eating a cat and being arrested. Like, there's people online that are making recipes, like Haitians in Haiti, making like boiling cats and teaching people how to do it. So it's an interesting story. But TK, you're
Protect
so
your cats,
fun
people.
that you, yeah. Well, this is a public service announcement also, because I heard that there were some cats missing around here lately, and I was on my way back from Cambridge last night, and I was pretty sure I went through some cat eating areas. They were
Oh my gosh.
looking a little sketchy. TK.
First of all,
pulled
I
up
don't
to a
even
Tim
know.
Hortons, and
I
it
don't
was
even
like,
know if this story is that true or not. Okay. Second of all, all right.
I
It's
couldn't make
definitely
the
not
whole thing up.
happening in Canada. Nobody's talking about
You
it
don't have to
here.
worry about that here.
Okay. So you don't have anything to worry about.
Man, am I like susceptible?
Third, you're
to
paranoid that you think that,
paranoia?
driving home, your
I'm
little
pretty
dog
sure
is in
I
danger.
looked over in my car
Yeah.
while I was driving, and somebody
I
was
saw
like
that guy. He looks like he might
knee
eat
deep in a
cats.
cat, man.
Yeah. Oh my
But
god.
that probably was my imagination. Okay, so what else? Hey, Trump actually had a great idea that he announced, and now people are questioning whether, our next prime minister will follow suit in this promise, or Poilievre will follow suit in making this promise to boost him ahead further in the polls, if he is ahead in the polls at all. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even give a shit anymore. But the idea of not taxing people's overtime pay, TK. Whoa, that might spice up some production, might boost the economy a little bit. That sounds like it would be a motivating factor in working a little bit extra.
I don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Just
don't
a
buy it.
frivolous word salad tossed
Because think about
into
it. This
the
is what everyone's
ether.
going to do. They're going to go to their employer and they're going to say, look, I'm going to be on the 10-hour work week, but I'm going to do
That's right.
40 hours of overtime and
Yeah.
you only got to pay me for 35. And again, and the employer is going to go like, deal.
Right. Well, and see, the thing is the employer right now is having
I just crushed that
meetings.
idea right now. Just crushed it.
crushed
Not
it.
happening.
But here, this is
Fake
what's
news.
really
Go ahead.
going on. And anybody that's still kicking around, like, you're hardcore. But this is where the real juice is, because this is what's really going to happen soon. And the housing crisis is about to be solved in the next 2 years, TK.
Tell me.
Right? The labor shortage will be wiped out instantly in the next couple of years, because I don't know if you've seen some of these humanoid robots that are being produced and released into the public for sale.
I've seen a few.
But they're already doing some pretty crazy shit. And they can
Agreed.
definitely, like, place bricks or, frame
Put your dishes in your cupboards.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they could do shit. But they could definitely learn pretty damn quickly how to build some of these houses.
Better and
right?
better. Yeah.
And so while that's wonderful, and also, I don't know, did you see the crazy Chinese drone demonstration that was online this week? Did you see that thing?
No, but explain that. I'm actually interested in that one.
8,100 drones flying around in unison, controlled by AI, doing some pretty fucking crazy light show, I must say. But when directed in a certain way, I'm sure that they can move, materials around and place materials in place, and
sure,
in tandem with humanoid
the crane
robots.
business, guys. Here, the crane business is done.
Gone.
Done. But crane business, don't get into that business. That's old news.
So, but while this is happening, right, those jobs disappear, right? So now we have all these houses, but there's less people that can actually pay for them, because everybody that was doing the labor, or not everybody, but a lot of them, will have to find a new industry, right?
We've been talking about that forever, though.
But it's
automation's coming. It's just super slow.
But warehouses,
it's going to affect trucks. Right now. You and I were talking about this at lunch last week about what my son should do for employment, and you said X, Y, and Z are going to be obsolete. And we said, well, AI and all these other industries are going to be a little bit more interesting. That's how kids are going to think. Like, it's. Do you think that when my parents were going to school, there was somebody in grade 12 saying, like, I want to be a blacksmith.
I want to be a podcaster. I'm going to make my living.
No, but they were like, that's not a job anymore. Like, why would you want to be a blacksmith? Blacksmith
is gone. Yeah.
Okay. Those are the type of things.
To know how to churn butter.
But these are the things that, evolve over time. So it's the same thing right now. There's going to be people are going to say, look, don't do coding because we don't need it anymore. AI is going to take that over. So don't even try to learn it. Build AI. Get into some other type of computer science, whatever it is.
What's safe though, TK? What is safe? Services are done.
Regardless,
labor
they'll tell
gone.
them they're not going to hear it on our show because nobody under 30 watches our show. But the people who are going to have that information will be educating the kids. And you know who it's going to be? It's going to be the kids their age. It's going to be like that's
kids their age are going to be educating them.
Yeah, they're going to have a YouTube channel and they're going to be like, hey guys, it's me, it's John. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for subscribing.
These people that really know what they're talking about. And
guys, this is the future. This is what my friends are all doing.
Watch it together.
And then the kids will be like, yeah. The 12-year-olds will be like, dude, yeah. That's what I want to get into. Just the same way we did the things when we looked up to guys in real estate who are 10 years older than us. This is how it works. So don't worry. You don't need to worry.
Works.
They'll do what they need to do when the time comes. And they sure as heck won't listen to us.
Well, those of you that do listen to us, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I do like your style.
And we hope that you can go to Apple and give us a review on the podcast site, as well as catch us on Spotify.
I think it's the same people, the same 8 people that are caring about bike lanes are on Apple Podcast listening to us.
Well, the negative reviews, those are the
there's not very many people over there. Check us out on Spotify. Instagram is
go and read the negative
real
reviews if you want to laugh
engine.
at us, because they're pretty funny sometimes. Even if you want to leave a negative review, I'm okay with that too.
Read these comments. Some of these comments are just downright scary. And if you really want to have a good time and you want to see somebody constantly being attacked for no reason at all, check out my Twitter, because that thing is just stupid. I got to stay away.
We also got Instagram. We also got all these other cool things.
Instagram is literally the best way to watch this show right now, TK. Yeah. It is on fire.
Yeah. We got
people like the short
show
form.
is just on Instagram.
People like watching it in limited doses. We made that call and it was a good one, because
we're basically everywhere.
Listen to this for an hour.
I know.
I don't understand.
You're still listening.
We really appreciate you.
What else? Let's finish up with something else that's a little bit
Let's
more.
See. Well, you know what?
Pressing.
If you're still listening, then you are loyal and we love you. And you know what? I need a favor.
Okay.
I have the community meeting on Tuesday. What is it? Tuesday, September 17th, right? At
Yep.
what is it? 6 p.m. 6 p.m. September 17th, 6
It's
p.m.
my dad's birthday.
We need support for our project in Forest Hill because I'm pretty sure there will be people that are not in support of it. So
Yeah.
if you think, it's a building that should be built, and if you think it's a beautiful building, and if you like me, and if you don't like me,
Stay off
ignore
the
this
community consultation.
okay? Like, just
You're going to cause
fuck
trouble.
off.
Yeah.
But if you do like me and you feel like, maybe you owe me a favor or something because of all this shit I do all the time.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. Especially
What
these
happened if
bike
we
lane
need more
motherfuckers.
housing? We're about to create
Right? I'm trying to
units for
create
the
more
rich.
housing here. So
and the rich so that they stay here and spend their money and buy stuff off of you and your family.
and people in
Simple
Forest Hill, be on notice. I'm trying to raise your property values. Okay. I'm not trying to make dust all day. It's just one of the results that has to be part of the process. But after the dust settles, TK,
it's gonna be the most beautiful building.
It's gonna be,
and the people who are gonna live there, the cars that'll be driving in and out, valet, the presence of that level of class of person is gonna just elevate the whole neighborhood.
That's right. People are gonna
can't wait.
You live where?
I mean, I won't be
what
invited.
street?
I won't be invited over to anybody's house or anything like that, but I can walk by.
You can walk by. No, we'll
I
let
can
you in
wave.
every once in a while. I got my
I can
eyes
wave.
on one of those main floor units, TK. I want a backyard on the
Well,
main floor in
Let's put this out
Forest
there
Hill,
too.
near the
If you guys
village.
want to
I
join
want
me and
that.
Darryl and buy one of the units at the new building, also reach out to us because you may have to come up with the majority of the money.
That's
I'm
right.
just putting that out there right now.
That's right.
Okay. I'm not
You
trying
just
to
have to
say I'm
put
not
us
going
on
to put anything
title.
in, but they're expensive units. But we'll buy a unit and we'll rent it out.
That's right. For
we'll have like a timeshare.
50 grand a month.
Well, we'll have like a timeshare, So we'll have 1 month slots. We'll rent it out. And
an
then
hour?
No, you just have a 1 month slot so that you can do like Airbnb you can still do, or
By
like
the
short-term
hour?
rentals you can do as long as it's over a certain amount of time. Right? As long as it's not like day by day. It's like a short-term like 30 days or 28-day rentals.
You want to test the theory that we were poking fun at earlier in the episode here? Is that what you're trying to do? Of renting or buying the super expensive
No.
condo?
I mean, it's kind of related to that, but really, really is. I'm just trying to see if anyone wants to buy one of these units. Maybe someone's sitting on a bunch of cash and they're thinking, I want to buy one of those units and be partnered with Darryl and TK on a little business venture. And I'm just putting it out there, Darryl.
Put it out there, TK. But the truth is
I'm
that
serious.
I think most of them are actually kind of spoken for. So, I mean, it's kind of a cool place to be.
What if we have a fist fight? We'll send our best against their best.
There's going to be some
we'll
fing fong fooies going on.
We'll
TK?
see who actually is ready
off the
to
rails, bro. Off the rails. Thank you. Come again. Have a nice day. Thank you for eating fur with me today, TK.
You're welcome.